And we are back with more of Jake's interview with Emmanuel Macron. The French president weighed in on the delicate diplomacy involving Iran, as well as about whether democracy is in peril here in the U.S. and around the world.
President Biden reiterated in his UN speech that the U.S. is not going to allow Iran to obtain nuclear weapons, to weaponize its nuclear program. You met with the president of Iran. Based on your conversation, where do you think Iran is on revitalizing any sort of nuclear deal so that they would be prevented from weaponizing their nuclear program?
We have two steps. The first one is getting access to enriched uranium with different thresholds and how to prevent that. It's exactly the core of the JCPOA deal, pushed by the US administration in 2015, left by the US administration another one in 2018, and that European and the American wants to resume. I think a deal is feasible, but we know that we have to finalize this deal, and we have now to be clear that this is a final offer. What we made clear to President Raisi is the fact that we have this deal, we have some past guarantees and some existing technical point identified by the international agency. They have to be fixed from a technical point of view without any political interference, and it's not part of this agreement. Now we know it's a very important topic for the US domestically. We know it's a very important topic for the security of the whole region, Israel and the neighboring countries. And I do believe that for Iran, it could be a reasonable and a positive deal if they accept precisely to progressively normalize the situation. I'm not the ambassador. I cannot speak on behalf of them.
Right.
But I think they have an increasing pressure at home. I think they have now a geopolitical context, which is the one we described and we are discussing about. So I think having a deal could be a good option. So if we convey a clear message that, the deal is on the table to be taken or abandoned, it's good. Weaponization of this nuclear capacity is a second step, and I think this is something we have to work on with the whole region. And I want to insist on the fact that, for me, the security of the region is our top priority. We have to avoid weaponization of nuclear. We have to discuss about ballistic activities. We have to discuss about regional interferences of Iran. And we have to involve in this work all the countries of the region.
So I want to ask you about this trend of nationalism, populism, and racism that we're seeing all over the world gaining power. A party founded by ultranationalist extremists and neo-Nazis gaining popularity in Sweden. Italy has elections on Sunday. A party there founded from the country's neo-fascist movement is leading in the polls right now. We've seen, obviously, some of these elements in France. We see, obviously, some of these elements in the United States. How worried are you about this spreading throughout Europe, spreading throughout the world?
I think we have a big crisis of democracies, of what I would call liberal democracies. Let's be clear about that. Why? First, because being open societies and open and very cooperative democracies put pressure on your people. It could destabilize them. And this is why we always have to articulate the respect of people's willingness, middle classes' references, and all the progress made by our democracies, welcoming different cultures, being open and cooperative. This is a matter of balance. And it's clear that during the past few years, we had an increasing pressure in our societies. And we are at a point where, in our different countries, there is what I would call a crisis of middle classes. They consider them a little bit fragilized, weakened by all this destabilization. Second, I think social networks, social platforms are playing a very important role. And what is at stake in our democracy?
They're negative.
I mean, for the best and for the worst.
Yeah.
It's at the very beginning, it's the best way to cooperate. During the pandemic, thanks to social networks and cooperation, we were in full transparency. We exchanged a lot of information and data. I think we accelerated
It's
the
also
way
a good
to
way
adapt.
to accelerate lies, accelerate racism.
But on the other side,
Right.
it's clear that this is a Pandora box for fake news, for clearly this new, and this new relativism, which is a killer for our democracies, because it's completely breaking the relationship to truth and to science and the basis of our own democracy. So I think this is a second phenomenon. And third, I think we have a big challenge in terms of efficiency. We have to deliver.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, they will not go to the extreme. So, a lot of them are not racist people. It's not xenophobia and this type of phenomenon. They just say, they didn't deliver and we didn't try these guys.
Right.
And they go to try them. And because of the lack of references, because they underestimate the fact that it's out of the spectrum of what is a political difference. It's just people going against our principles, but it's just, we didn't try them.
They wanted to try something
So
new.
this is the addition of all these phenomena, but it's clear. And I want to insist on that because I think it's at stake in your democracy, it's at stake in our democracy, and it's one of the big challenge of
Do you
the
worry
coming
about
years.
our democracy?
I worry about all of us. I hate lecturing people and saying I'm worried for you. I do worry
You're worried
for
about
me.
yours as well.
And it's sufficient for me. But I do believe that what is at stake is what we built in the 18th century. And France had a very important role at that time with the Enlightenment.
I've read some history books, I know.
And I know, sorry for that, it's just because I want to share, and I'm very proud. I'm
Sure,
a French guy.
You're
so
our oldest ally.
Let me advocate
You're our oldest
the fact,
ally, of course.
Let me advocate the fact that we created and invented some stuff. But I want to insist on the fact that this idea of democracy was built on liberal values. The individual is highest than everything else, and freedom and a rational individual. Rule of law and a system of elected people, and prosperity for middle classes. And the fact that each generation will live better than the previous one. And this is a sort of balance and an interrelation between these different pillars. When one of them is at stake, and we have a big issue during the past few years, not to say decades, about prosperity for middle classes. We have some people challenging the fact that the individual, the rational individual, is the most important thing. And we have a crisis in the functioning of our democracy and the ability to deliver.
So because they're all together, all connected, they could all fall down.
So we have to reinvent something, probably.